Maybe I should have gotten here a little earlier. Holy shit. Dude. Alright, made it into the next room.
I don't know.
It's got a little. Do you want?
Also Anthropon.
Hey! Met this lovely person in line. We've been waiting for about how long, would you say?
I think it's been around 30 minutes. It feels like.
Sure to wear the pins that Dine Wolf got me, Dine Wolf and Paul. Eventually, hopefully, we'll get somewhere. Not bad, not bad. Oh. There's that guy filming too. It's progress. Might not look like it, but at least it's not 100 degrees in this fucking room either. Alright, so finally got through the line, got my badge. Oh, this is actually my business card. This is the badge. For those who don't follow me on Twitter, I actually made myself a business card using a lot of the stuff that it appears on the channel. Here's the back of it right here. So you can see I got my official con badge. This chair spins. It's really cool. And it's really comfy because like my fat ass feels like I actually fit in a chair for once. It's incredible. So far, it has been overwhelming as hell. It hurt to stand that long, so that's why I'm like taking a moment to just relax. I'm not rushing to get anywhere right now, so it's good to just sort of chillax in this spinny chair, you know? I talked to a couple people in line to keep it from being miserable, but what actually kept the line experience from being 100% miserable was that I was recognized in person for the very first time from YouTube. It was the first time it's ever fucking happened, ever. So that was awesome. I'll put up the picture we took together. He also had me film a small video doing the voice of Darius. So that was funny. You could barely hear it because we were in this giant con space. I'm gonna go around to some of the other stuff that's going on tonight. Basically just gotta survive until the dance happens, see how that's going. I don't expect to be here too long tonight because you know, not a lot's happening tonight, but there's a bring your own games thing. I always carry a deck of cards. There's a demo for a sci-fi game I'm kind of interested in taking a look at. And then of course there's the dance. I'm usually not one for being up and moving and loud noises in cramped spaces, so we'll see how long I last there. But that's my update as of right now. This looks a bit more familiar. Me in the van. The dance is about to start and I can't bring myself to go. I started to go to the games downstairs and the first one I tried to go to, which was basically a furry erotic version of D&D. When I got there, the game was already full, and watching people play D&D might be fun sometimes, but I was kind of dealing with some up here nonsense. I wound up sitting I was just sitting in the fucking lobby for a long time, just looking at people and crying off and on, honestly. Right next to the airport. But eventually I started to get closer to a different one that I wanted to go to, which seemed to be a tabletop sci-fi kind of deal, a new game. I wanted to try that. And so I went downstairs. I was hanging out in the Bring Your Own Games room, the tabletop room, and a couple of people were setting up a game of Uno. I was like, maybe I'll play a game of Uno, and then I'll go check out that other game. And one of the guys that I was going to play Uno with wound up going to the fucking sci-fi place. He said, oh, if they're starting up, I'll let you know. He came back, gave the code word, which I believe was Tittles or whatever the shit. He went back, so I was like, all right, I'll go do that and I'll be back for Uno. I got up, went there, whole table was full again. I was like, motherfucker. So I went back to the tabletop room, and the people I was going to play Uno with went to play some super complicated fucking game that I'm too stupid for fucking complicated games. Magic the Gathering is literal magic to me. I don't know how the fucking thing works, but overall, day one was a series of highs and lows, because I got here and it's a lot of fucking walking. I got lost a lot, but eventually I wound up at LineCon, standing in line for 3 hours. Then I went and tried to find something to do, got lost again, and then I didn't actually wind up getting to do any of the things I wanted to do, and had an anxiety attack. While I was in line, I got recognized as Decker Link in public for the first time ever, which is incredible, and I don't want to seem like that is at all, adding to that's definitely the highest high of the day. So when I was just having all my anxiety problems and there was nothing to distract me, I was just sitting at a table listening to a very complicated game getting discussed. I tried playing a card game with a dude across from me who was not interested. Another guy didn't even want to try the card game. I was trying to pay attention, but I couldn't figure the shit out, and I just thought to myself, so I'm waiting around so that I can go into a cramped hot room with a bunch of people I don't know, all crammed together with loud fucking music and dancing when my feet are sore, my legs hurt, my shoulders hurt. I want to go home. Tomorrow will be better, hopefully. Fingers crossed, it'll be better tomorrow. I got way more stuff planned. I can go to the Artist Alley and the Dealer's Den, which I can't spend any money at, but you know what? I at least will be able to look at cool stuff. And of course, there's been a lot of looking at cool stuff while I've been here. There's a lot of people in the fursuits and all the cool costumes. It's very cool. A lot of stuff to look at. But I need something to do, otherwise my brain attacks itself in confusion, and it's not good. But tomorrow, I got shit planned from like 11 to midnight, so I've got plenty of shit, hopefully, to keep me distracted from myself. So, we'll pick this up again tomorrow. And, yeah, see you then. All right, it's day 2 of Midwest Furfest, and I am here with all my friends. I got here about 11. The morning drive was a lot better today. Almost died only a couple times, but with this one, it was in the morning, but it was like mid-morning, so it was pretty calm. And when I got here, first I tried to go to the opening ceremonies, but there was a line to get into a line that was stretched like a million miles away, and I asked someone, what are the opening ceremonies? And they're like, well, it's when they just welcome you to the con and tell you about the charity and all the stuff you can do here. And I'm like, so everything that's already in the pamphlet I got yesterday. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna go do something else. So then I went to a panel about tropes and cliches, which was kind of interesting. The audience almost talked more than the panelists. Instead of like, oh, I have a question, they would just kept saying stuff, so I never actually ask my question. So I'll ask you, how would you suggest framing a story that has conflict sparked by the possession of an object, and the conflict is only going to be resolved once one person has it and the other person doesn't, without turning that object into a MacGuffin? How do you not make the story just a game of keep away? Let me know in the comments. As far as why I'm in a giant room by myself, I'm actually waiting for a panel. I'm the only one here right now. It's because I got here an hour early. I was sticking around in that panel room to hear a discussion about stories, how to write beginning, middle, and end. But I couldn't hear the panelists. They weren't talking into the microphones. And again, the audience just kept talking. I'm like, I love audience participation. I'm totally fine with that. No problem with that. But I want to hear the panelists, both audibly and them saying stuff. So I left a little early. There was another panel I figured I could have gone to, but it was a little late for that, and I didn't feel like going all the way across just to come back here, since I had already gotten here. So I figured I'd just take a little time, decompress, chillax, and hang out. This is going to be a voice acting panel. It starts at 1 and it's currently almost 12:30, so yeah, a little fucking early. I'm wearing my con badge on my work lanyard, but I also got multiple of my business cards in here now, so I don't have to dig in my bag if I ever want to give someone one. Figured that was a smart move. But now I just am waiting. After this panel, I'm gonna go and see the Artist Alley and the Dealer's Den, because I want to see the booth, the people working on Regal Tales. I'm gonna go see them. Their whole stuff starts at 1, but this is like the panel I'm most excited to be at this entire fucking weekend. So I'm not expecting much, but any knowledge I can gain from this would be well worth it. So I'll let you know how it goes. In the meantime, I'm gonna keep living in my timeline, not in this weird future that you're in where you're seeing the past, but only what I decide to show you. It's weird. Fucking weird. I don't fuck. I'm in the car again. I'm not driving, so no glasses, totally fine. Also, I'm not heading home. And as you can tell, it's still very bright out. What's going on with my life, just in general? I actually tried to record something while in the dealer's den. I didn't get in trouble or anything. They did have like a big ass sign that's like, if you're gonna record, that's fine, just ask first. And really the only reason I didn't keep recording in there is because it was fucking noisy. I don't know why I always pick some of the worst places to record, but and I needed to come to the van anyway to put my shit down because I bought some stuff. We pre-planned a very modest budget for stuff for me to buy, and it also included the gas to get here and the fucking $15 a day to park here. Honestly, like, unless we're in like a much better financial situation next year, I'm probably not gonna come, because there are some cool events here and it's really cool to like meet people and to you know, occasionally be recognized and stuff like that. It's really fun, but this is not my kind of situation. I've had to take multiple times already, and I've only been here a few hours, to just sit by myself and relax, and it's like I'm not even doing anything. So yeah, I just don't think I'm a convention person. I'm sorry. But I paid to be here every fucking day this weekend, and I'm taking the days off of work to be here. So you bet your fucking ass I'm gonna goddamn be here. So, with that in mind, what the fuck did I get at the dealer's den? I'll get to that. First, how did the voice acting panel go? I will tell that now. The voice acting panel was fucking awesome. I really loved it. There were 4 people doing the panelists. The only people I knew going into it was Kaiser Neko of Team 4-Star fame, and Malcolm, who was, I guess, of Nostalgia Critic fame. They've both done a lot of other shit. And then there were 2 other people that I got to meet there as well. One of which was the voice actor for Alistair in Hazbin Hotel. And I got to chat wrestling with him a little bit, which was awesome, because he just started playing wrestling themes as they were preparing. And I was like, oh, I know that one. He's like, hey, no, I know that one. Oh. It was pretty cool. They did some introductions, some Q&A, and then they had some scripts. The basic idea with these scripts is to have audience members come up who want to be voice actors, do a first read through, get some critiques, and then see how they adjust to it. Because if you have a good voice, that's one thing. Being able to act with it's another. I was part of the first crew to go up. They did 3 different teams, teams of 3 different teams of 3. So 9 people got to go up. Might be a little biased here, but I was the worst one. No, honestly, in terms of crowd reaction, I was probably number 2 in terms of crowd reaction. There was one guy in there who was just fucking hilarious, and I made sure to give him my card, because I was like, I want to fucking work with this guy. I also gave my card to another person who was also really fucking cool and was really nice. But given the fact that the day prior I had been recognized and asked to do Darius' voice by a fan, I wanted to have fun with it and not ruin my throat. So I did the Darius voice for this script. It's kind of, you know, it's a silly script, really short, but it's fun, and people really liked it. In fact, Malcolm was a really big fan. He actually did mention something that I've never heard it when I did it until it was mentioned the first time. It was mentioned to me by Paul, who did Wolfstar Sins in Paradise, that he really loves Darius' voice because it reminds him of Eddie Murphy. And no one else had ever said that to me before. Malcolm fucking got that too. I was like, oh shit, that's awesome. And so they're like, just lean into that, man. There was like, he was really fucking funny, lean into that. And so in the second run, I got even bigger laughs, and it was fucking great. Oh god, it was such a great experience. And then the other teams came up, and they all had great moments too. It was really cool. And then I got to meet Kaiser Nako and Malcolm, and I really feel bad that the voice actor for Alistair, I gave my card to the first two. I wanted to give my card to the third one, but he got interrupted, and I didn't want to be like, hey, take my info. Like, it felt weird. I also didn't take pictures with any of them because I still feel awkward asking, like, hey, can I take a picture with you? Like, it sounds totally normal, especially in the con sense, but I don't know. For some reason, it's too awkward for me. But anyway, that was fucking awesome. Easily my most anticipated panel of this entire thing. And it over-delivered. I was fucking ecstatic. Then I went to the dealer's den. Apparently, someone took a shit on the floor in the artist alley, someone was saying. So I didn't go there. I went to the dealer's den, where I met the artist and one of the... I don't know the fucking structure of the team behind Regal Tales. It seems like it's always changing. But I met some of the people behind Regal Tales, and I wanted to support them because they have been so kind to me and supportive of me. I bought a print. With the glare, it's going to be kind of weird. It's wrapped in plastic, but it's fucking in the DeLorean. It's fucking cool, and it's signed at the bottom, and it's just fucking neat. I really like it. It even has his fucking name on a sign in the back. I didn't even realize that. Oh, that's fucking nice. Fantastic artist. One of the best in the game as far as I'm concerned. Not the game not being Regal Tales, the game in terms of being an artist. And then after that, I discovered that I am an absolute weak sauce bitch baby when it comes to not buying stuff. I stayed within budget, but like the next two places I went were the next two places I bought stuff. And after that, I had to tell myself to stop because I was like, wait a minute, you got finite resources here, man, and it wasn't that much. So yeah, I've pretty much tapped out when it comes to going to the dealer's den. Probably not going to go to the artist alley either. Yeah, I'm going to try not to be spending any fucking money while I'm here anymore. And all I did was buy a couple more things. First, I got this little guy. This is I don't even fucking know. It's by Kitsy Clover Puff. It was their cheapest plush, and it's so fucking adorable. I absolutely love them. So they're going to rest right there for now. I don't know if they're gonna stay in my dashboard, but that would be so cute to have there. And then I got something explicitly for Bri. Now, when I say explicit, I don't mean it in like the adult plus sense. I just mean this is a gift for Bri specifically. She is a big fan of this music video, and so when I saw these, I just had to get them. I only meant to get 2, but for some reason they thought I meant 3. And when they handed it to me, I was like, oh, there's 3. And they were like, yeah, you're paying for all 3, right? And I was like, yeah. I don't know if they got me or if I was just dumb and deaf, but whatever. So I got these. By the time this comes out, I will already have given them to her. But it's this music video with the dogs in the suits and the cats in the fucking Letterman jackets. And then there's this one, which I don't think I can show on YouTube because it has, of course, the music video's on YouTube. Fuck it, whatever. Boom. This one, which has all the other characters, really fucking cool. I know, again, she's a huge fan of, or I at least know she really likes that music video. And so I am really looking forward to giving those to her. I was feeling a bit hungry, so I was like, oh, maybe I'll get something to eat. And then I walked over to the snack bar in the dealer's den, and it was like, oh, 2 slices of pizza and a big drink? That's a modest meal. How much? $20. 20 motherfucking dollars.
I was like, hell no, maybe I'll just get one of the small things. It was like, oh, here's a cheap menu. A hot dog with condiments, $10. I would rather skin myself alive in front of my family than have to pay $10 goddamn for a hot dog. Fortunately, I packed my own shit, which I don't even know if you're allowed to do, but I did it anyway. Nutri-Grain, blueberry soft-baked breakfast bars, bitch. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I'm already late to that fucking music production panel. If you show up late to a panel, that's fine. They're not gonna be like, oh, attendance. And I've got a couple other panels throughout the day left to go to. I don't really remember what they are anymore. I'll have to. I have my schedule on my phone. You know what? I fucking should have been charging my phone this whole goddamn time. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm about to fucking leave. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so I'm gonna head to that music production panel, and I'll check in with you again later on. Before I leave the van, I forgot, I should mention something. So some people thought it was a good idea to start giving shit away in the fucking skywalk, which was dumb. I don't recommend that. It's very skinny and there's a lot of people and it's warm and people are pissy and they're walking a long time. Don't fucking post up there. But all I heard was free condoms, free lube. And I was like, my attention has been gained. So oh, there goes my lube. So I picked up a couple of condoms. I didn't even look. They're just two lubricated fucking condoms, and I got lube that's somewhere down here. Not there it is. I was like, ugh, I don't want to fucking lose that. Imagine stepping on that one day. What'd I get? Pleasure water-based lubricant. And of course, there's this rag. I got 2 of them because I accidentally grabbed 2 for the Chicago house, which is a house in Chicago. I don't know what they do. I'm assuming they're about like sex safety or some shit. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I'll fucking put up a thing, but support them if they're doing good stuff. They give me free condoms and lube. I'm gonna go learn how to make a music. Just realized I haven't really gotten any footage of the actual like. Oh, Jesus. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. But yeah, there's a whole lot of people, and there's more people. Well, actually, that's just an empty restaurant, but there's people. So many people. My ass was not built for stairs. My ass was built for this elevator, which is broken. So, that's lovely. I thought I almost broke the fucking door there, because it doesn't seem to be on any sort of retractor. It just fucking goes. I'm gonna catch my breath before I fucking yeah. Alright, it's a little earlier than I thought it was gonna be, but I am now heading home. What the fuck did I cover last? I think the last thing I told you about was the fucking the dealer's den. So I got a lot to cover. Fun. Make sure no one's in the fucking van. That'd be bad. In the van, end of the day recap. Okay, so today did not go as I was expecting. More happened than I thought would, and less happened than I thought would. Big fucking jumbled mess, which is generally seems to be the MO of this whole fucking adventure. My nose is fogging up my glasses, and I don't appreciate that shit. Okay. So what happened after the dealer's den? Well, as I told you, I wanted to go to the how to produce a song or mix master a song or whatever the fuck panel it was. Stuff to do with making music, etc. So I went to that panel, and it was just a dude sitting at the front, barely talking into the mic, and just answering questions. Like, maybe it's just me, but it feels like the idea of a panel, unless it's a Q&A panel, that'd be fine. The panel is supposed to be a presentation of sorts. Now, everyone can do things in however fuck way they want. I'm not here to tell anyone how to do their business, but I want to know the tips and tricks, the ins and outs. I want to know about the thing that this panel is about. What I don't want is a bunch of random fucking people to ask stupid fucking questions that I couldn't benefit from the knowledge of the answer from anyway, even if the questions made any sense. I could barely hear the dude, even though he was talking right into the microphone, but he was mumbling something fierce, so I couldn't fucking understand what he was saying. So after that was a dud, I decided to just sort of mingle, hang out, walk around a little bit. I went outside of where that panel was being held. Right across the hall was going to be where the next thing I wanted to go to was, which was the content creator meet and greet. But while I was there, I just saw a bunch of fucking people around me eating like bacon cheeseburgers and hot dogs and cheesy fries, and I was like, where the fuck is all this food coming from? Now, like I mentioned earlier, the dealer's den, which turns out the dealer's den is actually where someone shit on the floor. I didn't know that. But it wasn't there when I got there. At least I hope not, because I didn't fucking look, because I thought it was in a whole nother room. I'd hoped that someone would have cleaned it up in the past 2 hours since I got there. But anyway, I knew in the dealer's den there was super expensive fuck you level of food. But I asked someone, and they said the food everyone was eating was from a food truck that was right outside the hotel lobby. I asked for the price, and it's like a normal fucking like combo price. Drink, fries, and a burger for like normal, it's fast food price, but for a normal price. And so I sent out a tweet being like, oh man, these people eating expensive ass food while I got my Nutri-Grain bar or whatever the fuck. But then I just kept, I ate my Nutri-Grain bar and I was like, this doesn't taste like a bacon cheeseburger. Damn it. So I acquiesced. I went out and I bought a burger with cheesy fries and a Fanta orange to drink. The burger was unsatisfying. The cheesy fries were meh, and the Fanta orange, I don't really drink soda anymore, so it was kind of boring. I don't know. It wasn't worth the money. I shouldn't have done it. Just goes to show, like, when you're addicted to food, you idealize it more than it actually is worth. But anyway, as I'm coming back from getting that food, the creator meet and greet is starting up. So I've like get into the room and I find like fucking corner and I'm trying to eat while everyone's like, all right, so this is a tiny ass room full of a lot of people who want to self-promote. Go. And I was like, oh shit. And everyone gets up and they're all fucking talking and there's like 4 people that are doing advice or whatever. And I'm just like, I'm not fucking moving until my food is done. Fuck that pickle. Just When I eventually did get up to start talking to people, I talked to a couple of people. One person in that room did recognize me in my lanyard, which was fucking awesome. Got recognized again. So if you include the Regal Tales people, which was funny because when I walked up to the Regal Tales booth, Jerry did not immediately recognize me. So when he was like, oh, dang it. I was like, yeah. If you count them, that's 3 people then that have recognized me at this convention, which is fucking amazing! Holy shit! They're not even the last ones, because later on in the day, someone whose voice was almost gone, so I feel really bad for them. They came up like, hey, are you a YouTuber? I was like, yes. And they're like, and I showed them, and it's like, oh, Digger, I've looked at your channel, and it was awesome. God, so I've been recognized 4 times for my YouTube stuff. Granted, it's in a niche kind of convention, but fuck it, this is awesome, man. But I left the content creator meet and greet a little early because it was a fucking nightmare in that tiny ass room. And I went from there to, where the fuck did I go after that? Yes, from there I went to the video game room because I knew I could find something to do in the video game room. And I did. 8-man Smash. Smash Brothers Ultimate. It took me a bit to get a chair, but once I got that chair, I told myself, because there was a round system, not really a round system. Basically, whoever fucking lost first out of the 8 people playing had to rotate out. I told myself I would not stop playing until either I won an entire game or I was the first person to die. It took me 2.5 hours. I didn't win once. I got second a lot. But finally, I died first. Damn. I missed a whole panel that I wanted to go to about managing anxiety at a con, which would have been nice. But instead, I decided to go to the Twitch gather up. Everyone, people talking about streaming on Twitch. I went there, no seating, and I didn't know anyone who was on the panel, and they were all saying really basic advice. Maybe if I'd stuck around a little longer, it would have helped me more, but I have already kind of done the research. This is kind of more for people who have been thinking about it or need some basic pointers. I'm not saying I'm great at streaming, far from it, but unless I got a chance to like sit down and talk to these people individually, I don't feel like I probably could have gotten a lot from it. That, and there was another panel I wanted to go to at that same time, so I went to that instead. That was the furry meet and mingle. It was speed meet and mingle, and it was basically if you wanted to meet people of any kind, it's kind of like a speed date thing, but it's not for like dating. I wanted to go to the meet and mingle as a challenge, not only because I want to meet people, I want to have friends, but I wanted to challenge myself because I was feeling very like I'm not good with just being like, hey, let me talk to you, that type of thing. So I challenged myself. I went there and I talked to people. I didn't back down. You get scared. I was scared, okay, but I didn't show it. And I was there until the thing wrapped up, and I left from there to go to, where the fuck did I go after that? After that, I wanted to go to a thing called Leopardy, which was it's Jeopardy, but about furry stuff. And I'm not very knowledgeable about the fandom. At that point, I'm like, it's getting kind of late. I'm getting tired. So I was checking my schedule. I was like, is there anything else for today that I was like, I really want to go? There were a few things I was interested in, but nothing that I was like, I really gotta fucking see it. And I looked for tomorrow's schedule. And there's one panel I'm very interested in. There's a couple other things I'm kind of interested in, but I'm not sure what I want to do, because driving an hour one way and then an hour back for one panel where it's probably just going to be someone who's not super an expert. I don't know who the fuck's doing. I'm not making a statement on anyone in particular, but from what I've seen, it's not people who are like super experts in a field or studied it or anything. It's more people who have done a thing and are just talking about a thing that they happen to have done, as opposed to people who are super knowledgeable or well learned about a thing. And granted, this isn't fucking supposed to be school, but I don't know. I'm just worried that I don't know who's fucking doing this panel, but the panel is about vocal recording while at home, and I've done a lot of research on that. As soon as I can afford supplies, I know how to basically do it. And obviously there's tips and tricks and bits and pieces I don't know. I don't fucking know everything. I don't want to know everything. The thing I'm worried about is if that's the only thing that's keeping me coming, I don't want to fucking do it. I don't know. Same thing for Sunday. I'm really worried about that. So I'm gonna talk to Bri. I'm gonna sleep on it. I've changed my alarm, so I'm not waking up at fucking 8:30 tomorrow. We'll see. If I wake up and I'm like, fuck it, I don't want to do it, then I'm not gonna do it. I paid my money. I can come or go as I fucking want. That being said, I do feel really guilty because it's like, I did spend the money. I should fucking get the most out of it. Also, people fucking expect me to be here. Granted, like, I'm not fucking the odd ones out who's been fucking floating around here getting spotted every once in a while. But people have recognized me. So I don't want to stop anyone from possibly having that moment, because not only does it fucking make my goddamn day, like, no matter all the shit, the broken elevators, the multiple bathrooms being down at once, the crowds, the anxiety, my throat feeling like I might be getting sick, which I fucking hate because everyone complains about con crud, and I'm like, I guess people are just really worried about it, but no, it's fucking real. I didn't doubt anyone, but I don't know. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Either way, I will update you, and we'll fucking see. But whatever winds up happening, I'll keep you updated. And but for now, that's it for day 2, Friday, the December something. Bye. All right, day 3. I'm not going. You might
be able to notice my voice sounds a little shit, it's because it feels like it too. I am in the car, and I am going to a place, as we've got a house listing to go to, and honestly that is way more important than going to a convention in which like maybe one panel seems interesting to me today, and honestly I'm feeling sick and overwhelmed and tremendously guilty because I know there are people who have told me that they want to make sure they meet me before the con ends, and that I haven't gotten to meet them yet, and I don't know if I'm going to be going tomorrow. You gotta bear in mind, like, it's $15 for parking per day, so that's $30 if I go today and tomorrow. And since I have to drive an hour there and an hour back in that shitty van, that's a quarter tank each trip. What I'm getting at is it's fucking expensive, and if I'm gonna go there and not have, as most people do with these things, a bunch of people that they know online that they want to meet, but I want to give the opportunity for people who haven't gotten to talk to me who want to that opportunity, but I'm honestly just fucking worn out. Every day I've gone, I've had significant fucking anxiety problems and needed to take huge chunks out of the day to be by myself, and if I wanted to be by myself, I would have stayed the fucking home.
You know what I think is kind of funny?
What?
Because you were going to see, I think it's today, but you were going to see like managing anxiety at a con.
That was yesterday, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, that should be like a day one thing.
Yeah. And they do have a quiet room there, which I never wanted. I wanted to go there on the first day, but it wasn't set up yet. And I wanted to go there the second day, but I never have found my way there. But
I think you're beating yourself up a little too much over this, because yeah, people want to see you, but I'm guessing that people would also want you to just be well.
of course, and that's been a consistent theme. Not one person who has ever been wanting to meet me or have been wanting to show me something or anything like that, none of them have ever been selfish in the face of me being, in a bad way. I mean, Lord knows, if any if any group of people were any more caring, forgiving, and understanding and accommodating to personal hardship than this group, then I haven't met them yet. Because over the past course of this year alone, I've exploded my back, had internet connection problems, moved, can't do the thing they want me to do because I'm in a house that doesn't let me, and
which is why we were on the fast track to change that.
Oh yeah.
Woo-woo.
Yeah, we've been going to a fuck ton of showings and working with a realtor to find places, and we've got a few more promising prospects. But as soon as I can, I'm gonna get back to doing what you guys want me to do and what I want to do. Because when I was doing that voice acting panel, Jesus, make it sound like I'm one of the fucking panelists. When I was at the voice acting panel and I got to go up there and do the Darius voice as in a cold read of a script, getting critiqued by 4 hugely accomplished voice actors, that some of whom I've been pre-existing fans of, others I am now fans of, and hearing the crowd react to the Darius voice in real time, like I know it's the fan favorite voice, and considering I've multiple times considered changing it, never thought it would go anywhere and thought it was too silly and all this other stuff, it's astounding to me that not only on the first day did someone come up to me and ask me to do the Darius voice in a video when they met me, but also like getting to do the Darius voice to people who didn't even know who Darius was or anything like that. And I had multiple people throughout the day come up to me and they were like, oh, weren't you at the voice acting panel? And with everyone who came up and recognized me and said they liked my stuff or gave me a chance. Ironically, one person had like fucking destroyed throat disease, so maybe that's where I got this, I don't know, but
Destroyed throat disease.
the poor fucker sounded like his throat was about to break. So I hope he gets better, and I hope I get better too. Just being able to be in that environment and in that situation just really solidified to me that this is the shit I want to fucking do. This is what I want to do with my fucking life and my career and my time. And it was really heartwarming. And then to go from that to being in crowded rooms full of uninteresting panels and shovey people, and I don't know, I think I got out of this con what I could get out of it, and then anything else is purely hypothetical. At least for today, it's not worth fucking trying, because we've got home business to do, and I feel like dog shit. I guess I'm more of a day pass kind of person. Pick the day that I find the most interesting shit on, and decide that's the day I'm gonna fucking just exhaust myself with social interaction, and that's it. That's what I'm gonna do from now on. So if I go tomorrow, I will let you know. If I don't, you'll see something saying that I didn't. I'm very, very sorry to the people who said they wanted to meet me and that I haven't been able to yet. Maybe, hopefully, there'll be opportunities in the future for that. I know we're joking and having a good time here, but I feel like I've let people down.
I think you've let yourself down and you're projecting onto everyone else.
I think I've let both people down. I'm gonna drink a lot of water. Bye.
Should get you some honey tea.
I hate tea.
But you look funny.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't like tea, and that's the kind of... If I fucking had, like, Reese's, but if it was covered in dirt, I wouldn't fucking eat it. That's what tea tastes like to me. It tastes like fucking grass and dirt and hippies.
Hippies.
I'm sorry I didn't make all the days I intended to go to. If you did get to see me there, thank you for coming up and saying hi, or if you wanted to but couldn't, or were too shy to, I'm sorry. Hopefully there's an opportunity in the future. Believe that I have cried a lot and will continue to do so, because it's me, and just thinking about it's 35 here, dude. I'm going 50.
I'm not going 50, I'm going 45.
Now. Bye. Spoof, I'm trying to... Spoof, do you mind? Spoofy? Do you mind? I'm trying to... Spoof, could you... You're a nice boy. It is Sunday, the last day of Midwest Furfest, and I am, obviously, here in the basement. Through research and not being able to afford to go to a doctor, we have tentatively determined that I have been suffering from an infection in my lower intestines for at least a few years. And because of various symptoms I won't get into because you don't want to fucking know, we have found some antibiotics, some leftover antibiotics, because we can't afford to go to a doctor and get them prescribed. And we're currently in the process of having me take those. That being said, that is not the only reason why I am at home today as opposed to going to the thing I paid $65 to go to. The long and the short of it is that I am not a con person, it turns out. I remember going to NakaCon, a much smaller convention than Midwest Furfest, which I was surprised to think. I was thinking, oh, NakaCon is just like
nerd culture in general. Of course it's going to be bigger because it's casting a wider net. But no, it happens the same weekend as Comic-Con, KC Comic-Con, which is the same thing, less focused on anime, of course, but yeah, you're gonna it's casting a wide net in a small pond. It's not that I am just like not interested in going. I had a good amount of panels picked out for my schedule that I wanted to go to. No, oh God, oh Jesus, oh God, no. I had a good amount of panels picked out and everything and stuff I wanted to go to, but it seemed, with a few exceptions, hi, that whenever I that whenever I found something I did want to go to, it wound up not being exactly what I was looking forward to. In my experience, whether I'm at a convention or at home or at work, if I'm not doing something, then the only thing that will happen is I start to just pay attention to what's in my head. And in some instances, this can be very reflective and helpful and nice and whatnot, but when you're an anxious person surrounded by a bunch of strangers in a crowded room with a lot of noise, what's in your head is, ah! I should have seen this coming as soon as on the first day. I literally was just standing around, and that was causing me to have a panic attack. But I still went the second day and had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun both days. It's just, those were in small pockets. And when you're at a place for hours at a time, even in just a cumulative hour of a good time, and the rest is spent panicking or being lost or bored or scared or anything like that, I can't do that. I know some people can. Some people are good at being in that environment. Some people can just walk up to people and be like, hey, how's it going? I can't. Maybe it's just the stress of everything going on right now. Maybe it's not even to do with anything to do with the con, but I'm just not in a place to be around other people right now. I'm just not. I can barely be here. There's nowhere else for me to go. So the point is, I got really sick yesterday, and I was having a lot of struggles with the whole thing, and maybe it'll be better next year. I feel really bad about not being able to go, and I'm working on not being upset about it. But for the time being, I am. I'm not going to say I'm not. So, thank you to everyone who said hi to me at Midwest Furfest. For those who made the experience good when it could, I am very thankful. And hopefully by next year, if things are better and if I'm doing better, maybe I'll go. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to spend the fucking money on a ticket if I know I'm not going to do good about it. So here's hoping everything's better by then, whether or not I get to go or not. And thank you for watching this. I'm sorry it wasn't as flashy as probably some of the other Midwest Furfest recap videos that are out there. But yeah, that's my experience. I'm glad for the time I spent there, no matter how it went. I'm glad I had the experience nonetheless. Until next time, bye.